You all are already familiar with issues of blinding. We've talked about bias and how you can reduce bias with blinding, and last week you had a mini lesson on blinding in diagnostic studies. This mini lesson will be a brief discussion about blinding in systematic reviews. This is important to you for both evaluating any systematic reviews you may have within your articles for your study, but also so you know what to do and what to write when you're working on your systematic review. Rest assured, we've already been guiding you on how to do most of these things, so you're already on the right track. So just as a reminder as to why we need to blind in systematic reviews as well as in intervention and diagnostic studies. Any individual team member's judgment as to the inclusion or exclusion of studies to be reviewed and how they are praised for quality will be subjective, just as in all the other cases. We're human, so everything we do is subjective. So if we know what someone else thinks about an article, or if we think we know, that will influence the way we think about it. There has been some discussion of whether or not we should blind ourselves to the authors or their institutions or the journal or the year of publication when we are considering articles. In fact, some studies have found differences between the articles selected for inclusion when the reviewers are blinded to those things versus when they are not. But those same studies did not find differences in the conclusions that were drawn, and it takes a lot of effort and time to blind reviewers to all those things. So the general consensus is that the people reviewing articles do not need to be blinded to information like article authors and their institutions, journal titles, or years of publication. But what is generally accepted, that the people reviewing articles should be blind to which articles will be re-reviewed by other team members, as well as what other team members decided on each particular article, whether that be at the inclusion or exclusion phases or at the quality appraisal phase. For the inclusion-exclusion phase, you divided articles between group members. At least 2 members scanned or read an overlapping portion of titles and abstracts or entire articles. Then you compared your results and reached a consensus when necessary. You are blind as to which of your original articles would be re-reviewed by someone else, and then more importantly, the person who was re-reviewing your article was blind as to your decision about the articles. Then for the quality appraisal phase, you divided your articles between group members. At least 2 members appraised the quality of an overlapping portion of articles or all the articles. The person who was re-reviewing your articles was blind as to your quality appraisal of them. So when you're appraising systematic reviews, you'll need to look for descriptions of blinding in their methods section. And when you're writing up your paper at the end, you'll need to show that you used appropriate blinding in your inclusion-exclusion phase as well as your quality appraisal phase.